Hello, my name is Sue Lewis and I'm going to run you through this presentation, which is aimed at year 11, or you might be doing it right at the end of year 10. And what I'm going to show you is the different options that are available to you at the end of year 11, so you're in a good position to choose the ones that might suit you. Before I do that, the great news is you've won the lottery, and the prize that you've won is a visit to one of these places. So this is after COVID and we're able to travel. So you could choose to go to Barbados, Australia, South Africa, Belgium, or England. Which one will you choose? Have a quick think. But hold on a minute. I've just found out a bit more information. In Barbados, you're going to be packing bananas. In Australia, you're shearing sheep. In South Africa, you're picking grapes. In Belgium, you're testing chocolate, and in England, you've got tickets to Glastonbury. So now you've got a bit more information. Which of these places do you want to go to? Are you changing your mind now you know a little bit more? And what this exercise shows you is the importance of knowing all the details before you make a decision. And it's really important to do that when you're making a careers decision. Find out all the details so you know you're making a good choice for you. So what I'm going to do is show you this quick video, and the video just explains why you need to manage your career and how you can go about doing it.
Imagine your life in 10 years' time. Are you being driven to work in your electric car? Eating meatless burgers for lunch with robots cleaning your home? Technology is changing jobs. In 10 years, there'll be lots of new jobs, while others will change or simply disappear. You're likely to be in work for 50 years and have at least 10 different jobs by the time you're 42. Seem like a long way off? A happy future starts with some of the decisions you take in the next few years. So to get ready for careers, what should you be doing now? Firstly, know yourself. You are unique. You have likes, dislikes, strengths, qualities, and things you value that are important to you. These things can help you identify a future career. You have skills too, from school, hobbies, work, or volunteering. Imagine you are learning something new, like photography or rock climbing. You will use a range of different skills. Many of these are transferable, skills that you can take from one job to another. Employers love these. The second thing you can do is do stuff. Trying out new stuff makes you feel good about yourself and builds transferable skills. For example, you may or may not pass your driving test first time. It doesn't matter. Learning new things develops transferable skills and increases your ability to bounce back and keep trying. That's called resilience. Skills can lead to part-time jobs, useful cash, and jobs in the future. You can also talk about these skills on job applications and in interviews. So you know what you like and you're good at. You're trying new things and building skills and experiences. What else can you do? The third thing you can do is to make sure you know all your options. Do you know what qualification and grades you need? Will the course or training help you on your journey? Which option would be best for you? And if your plan A looks watertight, always have a plan B and even a plan C just in case. The fourth thing is to make sure you use your supporters. Teachers, family, friends and coaches know you well. They'll help you identify your strengths, skills and interests and help you on your way. If you can, grab a chance to talk to a careers advisor. You'll get individual help with your plan. They're professionally trained and have loads of up-to-date information. They'll listen to you, inspire you, and help you create a plan for the future. And there's Career Pilot too. A free website with all the careers information in one place, showing you all your options, including information on jobs, courses, and lots more. Use the career tools to find out more about you and save all of this in one place to share with your supporters. So to get ready for careers, what should you be doing now? Know yourself. Do stuff and develop your skills. Make sure you know all your options. Use your supporters. Your future starts now. Get ready.
So hopefully that gives you some idea about why it's important to manage your career and how you can actually start to do that. And we're going to show you how you can do that through our website called Career Pilot, which was mentioned in that video. So in Career Pilot, we've got activities to help you start thinking about yourself and help you explore your options. And what we're going to be doing soon is giving you a chance to try out some of these. Some you might have done before, and if you have done, you could do them again, or you could just do some of the activities you haven't already had a chance to do. So for example, you could do a quiz to find out what job sectors might be useful for you, that fit with the things you're particularly interested in. Or you can start with a subject and see where a subject might lead, and that shows you examples of jobs and courses a particular subject you love could lead on to. You can also start with what's important to you, your values. So you can think about what's important, your strengths, and think about the sort of companies that would be good to look at. And we've got ideas for you there. You could do our skills profile and find out what skills you've got. And you can also plan your qualifications, say what you're doing now and think about what you might do next, and plot those on a sort of qualification ladder. So there's lots of things to help you with that first stage of, that was mentioned in the video, which is about knowing yourself. So just to show you how these things work, the job sector quiz, there's 50 pictures of things you might want to do in a work situation. You could tick as many of those as you're interested in. And then you'll get matched to job sectors that seem to fit with the things you're interested in. So you can explore the one that comes up top, but also maybe have a look at the second, third and fourth one as well. And you'll get lots of job ideas by doing that. You could do our skills profile, and we'll ask you questions about things you've done in your life or your learning. And for everything you tick, we'll tell you what skills you've probably developed through doing that particular activity. All your skills will be put in our skills bank here. You can add your own examples. We've got ideas from our quiz, but you must be doing lots of things in your life. So you can add that in. I was babysitting, or I played a team sport, or whatever it might be. Think about the skills that activity gave you, and they'll all be added in here. So you're building up a bank of all the examples to show you've got skills. So you can see here, some are added through the quiz and some you can add through the activities you add yourself. You can also look at your skills against a particular job you're interested in. So you can put the name of a job like nurse, doctor, plumber. Then you can see the skills required for that job and see what skills you've got. So you can begin to see how you've got some things you could contribute, and maybe you could build up some more of those things to get a bit nearer to the job you're interested in. Start with a subject. We've got a range of different subjects. Click on the ones you really like, and then you'll get ideas of jobs or courses, apprenticeships that might be worth exploring further. In terms of the second part of the video, I talked about doing stuff to build your CV and your skills. Obviously, GCSEs and BTECs are really important at this point. But don't forget, if you're doing some of these things, keep them going, because they're going to be really important when you come to write your CV. There's lots of online things you could do, even if it's been tricky to do anything face-to-face. So number 3 is know all your options. And really, we're going to focus in on this a bit now. Some of these you'll know and some will be new to you. So what do you have to think about when you're choosing your options? Well, it's obviously useful to know what grades you're going to get for your GCSEs. You've probably got predicted grades already. Useful to know, especially for English and maths. And also to think about you as a learner. Do you like to learn by doing or by studying? And that helps you think about the pathway you might want to choose. Now, some people start with a job that they already are interested in, and then they kind of work backwards. I want to be a plumber, so what do I need to do to get there? But you could do it the other way, where you've got a subject you love and you could just carry on studying that subject at university, for example, and then focus in on a job later, because employers are interested in students with any sort of degree, even if it's not completely relevant to their business. So just remember, there's lots of different ways to get to the same future job. Sometimes there's a fixed path, but often there are multiple routes you can take. So in this country, in England, we have 3 different pathways you could choose from. Academic pathway, like A-levels you will have heard of. Vocational, where you do a course that's related to a job. work-based, where you're actually based in the job and you're learning the job as you do it. We also have those qualifications at different levels. So at the moment, you'll be working on your GCSEs. So if you get 5 GCSEs, grade 4 to 9, you'll have a level 2 qualification. And if you get grades below that, you'll have a level 1. And then you could choose to move up from level 1 to level 2. And there's qualifications that are vocational and work-based. For work-based, it's an apprenticeship. But you might be moving from 2 till 3, so you could be doing A-levels or vocational courses at the school or at a college, for example, or you might do an apprenticeship. And if you work in level 3, that would be called an advanced apprenticeship. And then later you'll be thinking about what you do after that. And you can see level 4 is equivalent to the first year of degree, or something called a higher national certificate, or a foundation degree in the first year, or a higher apprenticeship in the first year. Level 5 is the second year, and you can see the other qualifications fit with that. And level 6 is when you get in degree, and you can get degree from any of these pathways. So where you are now is thinking about moving from level 1 to 2 or 2 to 3, and that's what we're going to focus in on in this session. Just an example, though, of how you can get to be a nurse from a range of different pathways. So Lucy's a nurse, and so is Leon. So this is Lucy's route. She did GCSEs, and then she went on to do a BTEC in health and social care at level 3. Then she started a degree, and after 3 years of a degree in nursing, she is now a fully qualified nurse. Now, Leon did it slightly differently. He went on to do his A-levels, and at the end of A-levels, he decided he wanted to get into nursing, and he got an apprenticeship in a hospital environment. It took him a bit longer, maybe 4 years rather than 3 years, but eventually, through the apprenticeship route, he also became a nurse. So just to show you the different ways to become a particular thing sometimes. So let me run you through some of those options, just remind you of them if you've been through this before. So vocational pathway is a course that's related to a job area. So you might have heard of BTECs. There's also T-levels, which are quite new, which I'll talk about. Things like NVQs, National Vocational Qualifications. Now, some are offered in school, but in colleges, there's a much broader offer. So you might want to look at all the different things on offer. And colleges are quite local, often, to your environment. So there might be one in your local city or your local town. Just remember, if you are thinking of transferring to college, that they don't always offer A-levels. Some do, but they don't always offer A-levels. They do offer a vocational program. They always offer resits, though, in maths and English GCSE. There's lots of different courses you could choose at a college, all sorts of different levels, level 1, 2 and 3. But just be aware, if you do want to do a level 3 vocational course, you often do require 4 GCSEs at level 4 and above. But you could start at level 2 and then build up through the college courses. So here's a few examples of the sort of courses you could do at college that relate to a job area, like something to do with accounts or animal care, hairdressing, plumbing, business admin, sports, and they might be available at all sorts of levels. You could kind of work your way up through the levels. I did mention T-levels. These are fairly new qualifications offered through the colleges. And the way it works is the T-level is going to train you to do a specific job. So you do need to have an idea that that's the sort of job you want to do. And what you'll get from that course, about 80% of the time you'll be in a classroom, but then about 20% of the time you'll be on work experience, actually out in that workplace, learning the skills you need. Now, a T-level is equivalent to 3 A-levels. So you can see that, there's quite a beefy thing in a T-level. And here's just some examples of the sort of T-level subjects you could be thinking of. So another option, the academic pathway, is A-levels. You probably hear quite a lot about these. Some schools and colleges expect you to have at least a grade 6 in your GCSE if you want to study an A-level in that subject. Some students study 4, some students study 3, some study 2 and maybe do a vocational qualification alongside, so a mixture of academic and vocational. A-levels can be a great chance to do a subject that's not available GCSE. Some examples might be psychology, law, criminology, international relations. That might be something of interest to you. Just try out a different subject. Now, after A-levels, you can obviously go to university, but you can also go to a college and do a university level course, or a vocational course at a college, or you can do an apprenticeship, which could be at an advanced or a higher apprenticeship level. And then on to apprenticeships. So an apprenticeship is a work-based qualification. You're going to be trained to do that specific job in a working environment. The good thing about it is because it's like a job, you will get paid. So it's about £153 a week if you do about 36 hours. But some employers top that up, so it can be more. So this is where you're going to learn by doing the job. You might be in college a bit at the time, and mostly you'll be doing the job. But just like a job, you do need to find one. So we do have an apprenticeship vacancy search in Career Pilot. We can look and see which ones are available right now. So you could decide to do an intermediate apprenticeship, which will give you a level 2 qualification, and that will take about 12 to 18 months. Or you might choose to do an advanced apprenticeship, which is level 3, and that would take about 18 to 48 months. It depends really on what you're learning to do. So Career Pilot has all this information in one place. So you don't need to know it all. You could just go to Career Pilot every time you want to know something about any of these pathways. And what we're going to do is give you some time to have a play with that in a minute. Just to explain that, the important thing is to get registered on Career Pilot if you haven't done that before. If you have done that, just sign in. If you can't remember your password, then do forgotten password. Because the value of signing in is that as you go through the system and like particular things, you can add them into your career tools, and that will create your career report. And you can keep adapting and changing this as your ideas develop and change. So don't forget, register or sign in, and then you'll get access to all the things in Career Pilot. So what you're going to do in order to add things to your report is what we call tagging, where you tag something you're interested in. So if you like the look of this job, web content editor, in the top right of most pages, there's the option to add. And then that'll get slotted into your job sectors, but also be in your main report. So don't forget to tag the things you're interested in. One other thing you can do is plot your qualifications. So you can say what you're doing now. So you can just go in and say, I'm doing this currently. And then you can start to think about all the things you might want to do in the future and plot your route. Say, this is what I'm considering after GCSEs. Once you've started to tag things on here, in my qualifications, you can also go in and add your own subjects. And you could say what subjects you're doing, what grades you think you're going to get, and whether they're predicted or actual. Okay, so I've given you a bit of a roundup of why careers is so important, how Career Pilot's going to help you, and now is an opportunity for you to explore the particular things you're interested in. So number 1, you're going to go to careerpilot.org.uk. Number 2, you're going to register or sign in. Number 3, you could do some of these activities in the Start With You section, or just update them if you've done some of them before. And number 4, you're going to explore some of the things and explore your options. Look at the choices 16. Got quite a lot of information about the different pathways. Or you could look for jobs and see the entry routes into a particular job. So you make sure you're on the right pathway for a job you're interested in. So you're going to have about 25 minutes to explore the site. And then if your teachers could stop the video now and come back in 25 minutes, and then we'll move on to the next part of the session. So enjoy your exploration. Okay, so hopefully you've had a good explore of Career Pilot. You've really started to think about the things that are important to you. If you remember, number 4 in our video was use your supporters. So I'm sure you probably know already, your family, parents, family, carers are really keen to support you, as are your teachers, your careers advisors, and obviously Career Pilot is there as well for you to get back to. Okay, so what we're going to do now, you've had some time to think about your options, so you might already have ideas of the ones you want to choose for the future. It doesn't matter if you don't have a firm idea, but we are now going to ask you a bit more about the things you're interested in. We're going to do this through a tool called the Pathway Planner. So that is here in the Career Tools. And when you click on that, we're going to ask you what pathways you're interested in, and also give you a chance to do a quiz to find out how ready you are for that pathway. So let me just show you how that works. So first of all, we'll show you the pathways: A-levels, apprenticeships, vocational qualifications, all things we talked about, and you can say which ones you're definitely interested in, considering, or maybe not doing. So you have to choose an answer for each of the options. Then for the ones you say definite or considering, you do a quick quiz. And what the quiz is doing is asking you about that pathway to see how much you know already or how much you've done. And that will be a good way for you to know how ready you are, but also a great way for us to know how we can support you. So don't worry if you don't have the answer to any of these things. The reason for doing this is to find out how we can help you get the answer. What you're going to get is a red, amber, green score to tell you how ready you are for that pathway. So for these students, they definitely want to do A-levels and they're green, so they obviously know quite a lot about it. But for apprenticeships, which they're considering, they're red, so they probably need a bit of help with some of that information. So don't worry if you end up being red or amber, it doesn't matter. This is all about trying to find out how we can help you. And everybody is going to get a careers advice session with a careers advisor, and we will be sending you a time for that session, so don't forget to turn up, and that advisor will then help you with the things you particularly maybe need to know or need to do. So after you've done the pathway planning, which should probably take about 10 minutes, there's a few other things you could do if you've got time. The last part of the stages on Career Pilot is planning next steps. So just for you to know, there's a report there you can use in the future, your skills profile. You can see your report as a dashboard summary. You can also write some action points. It's always quite good to have one or two things you're going to do to take forward your career. You can view your full report, which will be quite detailed if you've been tagging all the things you're particularly interested in. And that report will move up with you every year, and you can keep changing and adapting it. So the message is, get ready for your future career, and these are the ways you can do it. So go now and do the pathway planner, which will probably take you about 5 to 10 minutes, and you could do some action points if you've got time. So thank you so much for listening. Good luck with your future plans.